We're just chilling. Oh, looks like I still got my caravan here. Yeah, we were kind of before the servers went offline. We decided to play paid the troll under the bridge and had nothing better to do. We were attacking some caravans and I had a beacon for a caravan that didn't have anything in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just I guess I'll just drive my empty caravan back to Jova, and although I really don't care about it, somebody can kill it if they want to because it's got nothing in it. So, and it only cost me 20 silver, so I might just leave it there and just see how long it stays there. Ooh, Overlord. But I hope everyone's having a good Saturday afternoon. As usual, guys, you know the deal. If you have any questions you want to ask me, about the state of the game, ask me my thoughts on the dev stream, or just maybe what archetypes I like, what ones I've tried out, and I've pretty much tried everything out. So I've been around since Alpha 1, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. Other than that, just hang around if you like, and just chill out. Thanks, guys. Oh, this must be, huh. Is that the, I think that's the new graphics for the Road to Jova quest. Interesting. So every day I play the tank, I start to like the tank a little bit more. He's pretty beastly. I don't know why all the complaints about the tank. I mean, I feel like compared to other tanks in games, it's pretty good. At least other PvP games. I know the Warrior was pretty good in WoW, but I don't consider this game anything to be like WoW. In case anybody from YouTube has a question. Let's see if there's a wolf up here I can tame. This is a good little spot for wolves and bears. Not wolves necessarily, but bears up on the mountain here. Like that. Okay. I was going to come on around 12 o'clock today, but they had the maintenance, so no big deal. I do hope they get that that econ patch in soon. One of the things that I'd like to see them address a little bit quicker than waiting if they're not ready with the econ patch is to at least adjust the materials needed. I mean, that shouldn't be that hard to adjust a value since they went way overboard. Since they went way overboard and overtuned that materials needed. I mean, we shouldn't need 80 willow for one piece. And I hope that they put in permissions for freeholds. You know, today I ended up, on my freehold, I ended up having my farmer, who's all the way in Asmoran. So I had to run my guy all the way to Asmoran, buy some bluebells, because I can't find any on the market. And then I was going to make some giant bluebell root balls. Well, I mean, by the time you get done making them, you're spending at least four bluebells just to get it, because you need two mulch, and you need 2 bluebell for each mulch. So by the time you get them done, it costs a lot of money. And yeah, then I get the root balls and find out that I can't use them because I'm not an apprentice farmer. So therein lies a permission problem. So now I can't have my alt do it either. So now I have these giant bluebell root balls in my inventory that I can't use. So I guess I'll just sell them. So I hope that they get the permission systems for the freeholds, because right now the freehold is just kind of sitting there. I'm not, you know, I could do flax and stuff like that. Yeah, I thought that I'd be able to plant them because I am an apprentice herbalist, but apparently you need to be an apprentice farmer, which doesn't make any sense to me. So somebody maybe can explain that to me. I think I'm going to go ahead. I got to keep working on my mining, so I don't really have anything going on today. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm 15 and a half on mining, so I'm going to go ahead and go to one of my favorite little mining places and just do some mining, and maybe a little later we'll go cruising in the sea and see if we can get some more zinc. I'm working on my armor smithing right now. And ooh, there's a willow I can't get. And is it really a willow though, or is it stuck inside of a tree? I bet it's stuck inside of a braidwood. Yeah, it looks like it's stuck inside of a braidwood. That's one of the things that's going to be nice. I noticed last time when all the journeyman buildings came out. Yeah, you can see this willow stuck inside of a tree. The thing that happened when, as soon as all the journeyman stuff came out, ooh, this western larch might be good. Or is it stuck inside of a tree too? Yes, it is. Okay, yeah. Let's see, can we get it? No. No. It seemed like things opened up a lot more when the node was able to, when people in the node were able to chop things down. One of the suggestions and recommendations I would have to them, if it's possible, is don't have that tier 3 stuff spawn until at least that first building somewhere in the world goes down. One, make it an incentive for people to go ahead and get that. But also, you know, they won't be able to immediately camp all the things that spawn. But the last point would be that then they won't interrupt the normal spawns of the first 2 tiers, which it does all the time. So I'm hoping that they kind of go back and look at that, because that's kind of messed up. Volume down a little bit here. Again, guys, if you got any questions, please feel free to ask. You're not interrupting me. Be happy to shoot the shit with you. Hey there, little man. Wanted to make sure he had at least 50%. You need to have, you know, 40% if you get the tag of the kill. So I wanted to make sure he got that. I do need to start doing a little bit of grinding later today. Grinding for gear, not necessarily anything else. I'd like to get the beetle helm. You know, obviously more tank mitigation, stuff like that. I tried to go with a little... I took some items off my rogue, and because my rogue has a lot of heavy armor and stuff. I took some items off my rogue and tried to give him more physical power. But I gotta be honest with you, I wasn't liking the way it felt. It didn't seem to really increase his, even though his physical power was, I think, like 190 or something like that. It didn't seem to make that much of a difference as far as the amount of power he was putting out. But it certainly was a difference with how much damage he was able to take. So I think the low damage, but just the ultimate tankiness that he has is just so much fun. The name Tank is perfect for him, because that's exactly what he is. Yeah, let's go this way. Maybe we'll find ourselves and get us into some shenanigans or something. I do have some glint I have to get rid of. Some stolen glint I gotta sell. I got some stuff I need to sell. If you guys are looking for any gear, let me know. I have another Igneous Striker from Bellow Smasher. I got a hollow-hued breastplate, a few rubidium shields, which I don't need right now. Got a steel spell sword. I might give that to a mage if I roll a mage, but other than that, I got some gear that I haven't sold yet. Once I got the freehold, I kind of stopped selling stuff. I don't know if I'm going to rush, even though I want the Hidden Dagger in eventually, I don't know if I'm going to rush a freehold anymore. I did it. I got it. I was happy that I made that achievement, even though it's, you know, a shell of the achievement that we're going to need in the end, because we didn't do the Lord's Quest, and obviously we weren't level 50. But nevertheless, I don't know if I'm going to rush it. I think I'm going to go another direction. I'll get my freehold into Hidden Dagger and maybe a little bit later down the line. But either way, I'm glad I get it, and I'm obviously going to lose it in a wipe. I do hope that Steven and Intrepid give us some kind of a something to show that, hey, we achieved that, because they had mentioned that before in the last phase, and I don't know if they ever did that. But it would be nice to say, hey, you achieved a freehold. Here's your, you know, medal or whatever. Maybe a forum badge or something like that. I don't know. Want to sell. Ooh. Oh my God. Want to sell Weeping Willow chassis. 175 gold. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That is expensive, but I mean, that's pretty much about how much they cost. Those epic chassis. I can make those on loot. Loot's a Princess Carpenter, but yeah, that stuff's really expensive. Check to see if I got anything. I'm gonna sell my glint here because I don't really need it. No point in losing it if I get in trouble. Let's see if we got anything in here. Sell my glint. Salt in there. Be working on my PvP today, so I might be a little bit ornery with flagging up and seeing if I can get people to fight me. I want it to be a fair fight, obviously. Getting granite. By the way, if you didn't know, getting granite is look at all this granite. Getting granite is a really solid way to make some money too. Not only is it going to get your mining up, you can make good money by doing it. What you do is you take them and you bring them to the stone worker there, stone cutter, and you turn them into granite grinding stones. Now, every stack of 20 will yield you, just for basic, will yield you about 16 silver. So you get 2 gold or a little over 2 gold for every 250 stack, which is pretty good for doing nothing more than just getting some granite. And not to mention, when you get granite, you also have a chance to get some other stuff also, some metals or maybe rubies. I think you can even get some coal from here. So yeah, right there we just got some copper. A perfect example. This is why you want to, if you're having trouble finding copper, this is why hitting some basalt and granite is not a bad idea either. So it helps out. Everything helps, right? The thing you have to watch about on the beach here is that you're not getting eroded granite, because that doesn't do you any good at all. Now this guy's taking all my granite. Maybe I should pop him like a pinata, but I don't want to go corrupt. I really am not liking the corruption system. I didn't play Lineage 2. I I'm really not a fan of the corruption system, at least in this current iteration. It just, and I'm not the only one. It just feels wrong. Conflict feels wrong. I know that there's not factions like was in Arcade here, but man, there was a lot of good things about the the jury system, the prison system, the finding the blood on the ground and reporting, a murder in Arcade. But I am not a fan of this current system with the corruption. I think if somebody wants to fight, they should be able to go purple, and which is what they called it in Arcade. If there's in the copper, they should be able to go purple, and then if somebody finds their blood or that person reports them, then they go ahead and report them. Now to solve one of the problems, Arcade had a real problem with, say a guild member got taken to jail, right? Somebody would report him, he did a crime, and then the guards would arrest him, and then he would go to jail, right? Or he'd go to a jury before he went to prison. So what would happen is the jury would be stacked. They'd get a bunch of guild members, that were going into. But I think they could work around that by, if they had a jury system where they just send out random invites to just random individuals who were on at the time of the game, and maybe gave them some kind of incentive, like, a token towards an enchanting charm or something like that. Something that they could with with the currency that they'd get for, their civic duty, for doing their service. I think that would be a good way to avoid that problem. The other problem would be, you really don't. Arcade had a labor system, and this doesn't have a labor system. So the other problem would be, do we really want, what would be the appropriate punishment? Because you don't really want to take away game time. I mean, I guess you could take away game time and make them. I think maybe you could put them in prison and make them like do some quests or something like that, maybe to help build the node. That might be sufficient. Basically they couldn't do anything else until they, I don't know, mined, 100 granite or something like that, appropriate to their crimes, and brought it back to help develop the node. Something civic based, something like that. I do believe something like that could be done. But I'm not a fan of the corruption system. Let me know if you like the corruption system the way it is. To me, it just feels bad right now. But maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm off my rocker. And I'd also like to see something that I've been thinking about for a long time. Being a big former DAOC player, Dark Age Camelot, for those of you who don't know, and also Arcade player. Arcade had honor point systems where you could buy gems and stuff like that with your honor points to make your, to insert into your gear and make you stronger, which I thought was kind of cool. In Dark Age of Camelot, they had a realm rank system, and this system was a beautiful system. It was something that always gave the players something to chase. You need to give the players some cheese to chase. You got to give a mouse some cheese to chase. And it literally could take years for you to, at the time, get realm rank 10. So it's something I would like to see them put in. Now, as my guildie Zybeck put up a video about Node Wars being great, not great, I totally agree with them. I don't think Node Wars are very good at the moment. I don't know if they'll ever be good. They feel too new worldy to me. I'm not a fan of the mechanics of capturing. I would almost rather have them go, and I know Jacob's a big Dark Age of Camelot fan. I know this would take a lot of work. However, they do already have some awesome castles already developed. So taking that tech and like turning them into more keeps, like either Dark Age of Camelot or Warhammer Online, stuff like that based, and making more castles part of the nodes, could be a much more fun mechanic. And then just in the open world, just getting realm points for when you get a kill in PvP. you know, if you're not PvP, obviously you won't get any realm points. But if you are PvP, you get some realm points. Now you can, in Dark Age of Camelot, you could use these realm points for making your character stronger, like giving yourself like +3 strength or +3 dex or something like that. It was a pretty small change for, you know, a lot of points, but over time it made a difference. And you could also get some special abilities like Purge, which was really big. Purge would be kind of like the token that you had in WoW, where it would get you out of a crowd control. So I would have then my normal crowd control to shake it off, but then I'd get another crowd control called Purge. And that would be really, really nice, because having more than one would be great. It would also have to be something that was high level. I'd say you gave that to somebody like when they've proven themselves in time and say they've accrued like the realm rank 5 or something like that, which would take a while. So something time-based to really invest time in your character, because that's what it's really all about. You don't want to just have alt after alt after alt. Eventually you want to have people really be able to recognize you. Say, oh my gosh, that's Peon, look at him, look how decked out he is, he's been playing forever. And consequently, I think that your power should go up the more you play. As far as the more time you put into it, your character should be harder to beat. In Dark Age of Camelot, I'll tell you a little story. In Dark Age of Camelot, me and some buddies that I had met in the game, we were leveling up, and level 50, like this one, was the top level in that game. So you would go ahead and level up to level 50, and a lot of our leveling was in Darkness Falls, which was a instance dungeon, which was controlled by the realm that owned the most keeps at the time. So they could even do something like that, you know, do like a vassalship with the nodes, where maybe the nodes that had the most relics or owned the most castles or keeps at the moment would open up a dungeon like that. Kind of maybe centrally located, and one that you could teleport to if you had to, because the world's so big. Boy, I'm getting a decent amount of mana. Better leave my shit alone. But I definitely think a realm system like that could work in Ashes. Ashes is going to be... I think we're going to see it change a lot over time. Although I do feel like corruption to Steven is probably a core pillar, which kind of makes me sad, because I really don't like it. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what the players think over time. Very long to spawn, and that seemed to be one of the other things that they were talking about yesterday in the stream, was that how I got a Rody Grant, I don't want that bullshit. How the tier 1 crafting was very difficult for players to achieve, and I know I'm an armor smith, and yes, it was very hard to achieve, because you need to have you needed to have the like 16 or 18 zinc just to make one piece, and it was just ridiculous. And it's still like that, at least to my knowledge. So it really slows down crafting, and the problem is that the zinc and the copper are not that abundant. They're not abundant like the granite, basalt, and daffodils and snowdrops and oak and ash that you see in the world. So I think that they are planning to address that, maybe making copper and zinc, some of those low-level ones, the tier 1s, more abundant, which is necessary if they want to keep those kind of parameters on the crafting goods. But hey, I've talked enough. So if you got something to say, I'm just gonna go ahead and chill here in mine. If you don't, whatever, you just want to watch, just want to chill out, that's fine by me too. Happy to have you. I'm here if you want to say something. 6 zinc, 6 copper. Not bad. Hot out here today. Never can tell in Chicago. The weather's crazy. Hot and it's cold. It's like Katy Perry's. Excuse me, Katy Perry song. Leveling up his mining while also leveling up under the highwaymen. You know, the humanoids are really good. If you're new to the game, the humanoids are usually pretty good as far as leveling up on. They have a good loot table. So they drop a lot of useful stuff. You know, animals and stuff, not so much. I wish that on, like, the bears and Steel Bloom and stuff like that, that they would make it a little bit more viable as far as... I mean, I realize that maybe they don't have gear, although they do wear armor. So it is possible that they could have some kind of gear. Maybe not that would fit a person, but maybe something you could disassemble or whatever. But it would be nice to get some kind of drops. And they don't even drop poop that much, let's be honest. Here's all. I hear the journeyman mining is going up soon, so that's one of the reasons I'm really kind of making a push to get my journeyman mining. I haven't been playing my tank that long, so... I think this is the start of my... It's been like a week and a half or something like that. There we go, miner level 16. Wrapping everything. We're just going to kind of see how long it takes to respawn. They have a, you know, what's nice because they have that storage out here on the beach at that harbor. So you can store some stuff, which is kind of nice. You can even, one of the tips is you can even grab some oak crates with you, or make some small oak crates or medium oak crates. And medium ones actually hold a decent amount of stuff. And you could bring them and put them in the cargo place out here, and just wait for it to get full. Now, the thing is, once you pack them and seal them, once you open them, that crate's going to be destroyed. So keep that in mind before you open it. So it looks like it's official that we are going to have a wipe on August 4th. I think everyone pretty much knew that. The ads are done yet or not? I am streaming on Twitch, guys, but I'm also live streaming to YouTube as well. So all my YouTube subscribers, please, you know, I have multi-stream set up, so I am able to talk to you. So feel free to chat away. I do see you. And I appreciate you. Get over here. Ended up getting a Costco pizza. I did some shopping earlier today, so I'll probably just have some leftover Costco pizza. Nothing too special. We're doing all right on copper, guys. I mean, look at this. Got 9 regular copper. You know, granted, that's half of what I need to do 1 piece of armor if that were zinc. So, you know, that's kind of how ridiculous it is. So glittering ball ring. Got more copper. Here we go. Back here and not vendor this stuff, but just kind of put it away. I do need bags. I need to make bags. My bags are just not big enough. That's one of the things I might work on tomorrow, is maybe doing some caravans, getting some gold, and making some bags, because these bags just are not big enough. I haven't been lucky enough to win the rolls in the forge for any of the mining bags yet, unfortunately. I need basalt because I use it for my armor molds. So that gives me a reason to mine basalt, which is always good. Like we're full here, so let's go ahead and run back and then put this stuff away. And then we'll come back out and finish up this mining run. So what's everyone's Saturday? How's it been going so far? Are you guys rolling a new character? What are you up to? Are you waiting for the wipe on August 4th before you roll a new character? Are you in a guild? What's everyone doing? Are you liking the game? I personally love it. You know, a lot of people think that I don't know, for whatever reason they were under the impression it feels like, you know, once Phase 3 came out that the game was going to be close to complete, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. I mean, Phase 3, they were supposed to have a lot of functionality into it, but it's still, he had said multiple times that it was going to probably be at least a year after Phase 3 launches, so we still got quite a while, guys, and they're moving pretty fast, considering. Really? You're gonna, this is one of the things that drives me nuts. No matter what level the mob is, if it's an aggressive mob, they they go after you. I really wish that they would do some kind of, they already have the colors on the mobs. I really would like them to do a leveling system of the mobs. Eventually, the mobs will just turn gray. They'll have a gray bar and they won't attack you. It's just nonsense that a level 3 Grim or whatever is going to attack a level 25 guy and they always go for your animal. It's just annoying. And look, the way I feel is if they don't drop loot, then they shouldn't be attacking me. If I can't get something from them, they shouldn't be attacking me. That's just the way I feel. It's just a waste of my time. Don't make the game a waste of my time. We don't want to go back until we get 250 of something. Drives me nuts that we can only stack 20 and 20 and 20. I don't need all this basalt. I can actually just sell this basalt. This stuff here. I don't need those rubies. Sell all this stuff. Yeah. I can get more. Hey Pockets, what's up, brother? How you doing? You like some of the lower level mobs to still attack? For instance, a snake in the I don't know. It's I guess maybe one snake, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. It just happens far too much. So like I don't know. It just happens far too much. It's just a waste of my time. And you know what I mean. They always go after your damn mount. And if you have a little scorpion, they usually kill it too. So now you're waiting 10 minutes or whatever. Actively avoid low-level deer. I don't know. That just feels like a little bit too much to me. But other than that, horrible take, Pockets. How you doing, brother? What's going on? Did you do some streaming this morning? Oh my god. That's one bad thing about the horses. No matter what horse it is, even the day striders at some point have pretty bad jumping. So the raptors really have a good jump, but I don't know if I don't think I was on probably when you were streaming today. I went to Costco today to take care of some errands before I came back. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be on there too. I forget when. I think like July 19th or 29th, something like that. I'd have to look. Chibi asked me to come on there, so happy to come on and shoot the shit with those guys. I love those guys. I haven't talked to them in a while, so I hope they're doing good. Other than when she messaged me. So it sounds like Pockets that they got the content creator program coming out soon. I'm interested to find out if we get in or not. What do you think? What do you think your chances are? I have no idea about mine, so I mean I hope I get in, but who knows what they're thinking. I don't know what their standards are. You know, I really feel like they really cater more towards streamers. And I know I haven't streamed as much, so I'm trying to stream more. But we'll see. And I get it. I get why they maybe cater more towards streamer because they're streaming the game live and stuff like that. But I also think that the content creator, the YouTube creators, have a lot of use too. Are you happy about the wipe? I mean, it's pretty much expected, right? I think I was told that the journeyman mining's getting ready to go up. The journeyman mining or the journeyman wood, one or the other. Oh, you're not going to play too much of Phase 3? Oh man, brother, I'm already setting my static up. I don't have to go back to work till August 15th, so I'll have some time off before we go back, at least a good week. So I plan to go hardcore and get my level. I don't know how many more chances we're going to get to go ahead and, even though I think it's really important for them to keep, wiping maybe every 3 months or stuff like that, I don't know how many more wipes and fresh starts we're going to get. Oh, got a lot. Yeah. Oh, you think you have a good chance of getting... Oh, okay. I think so. You're always on. You've been active for a long time, so... Oh, you're not going to play much now because of the 2.5 wipe? Maybe a lot of people feel that way, but you know what? We still have 2 months before the wipe. I would not be surprised if now he said late July, maybe for the PTR and Summoner, but I think that they might end up getting it a little bit earlier. Look, they need to either put the Summoner in a few weeks before, like on live, a few weeks before Phase 3, or a few weeks after. You cannot, and I repeat, you cannot put Summoner out at the launch of Phase 3, or else we'll have nothing but Summoners. Don't do that to people. Go ahead and just put it out a few weeks before. Let's fix it up so it'll be ready for Phase 3. But let people get it out of their system to see if it's, for them or not. That'll also bring back some people to keep things testing. We'll see what they do. I mean, maybe that's their plan all along, but of course, shit happens, so we'll see what gets in their way. So have you been watching any other streamers on here at all, Pockets? Who are your favorite Ashes of Creation streamers now that you pay attention to? I know you always bounce around to all of us in the channel, but have you found it? Is there anybody new that you enjoy watching? I haven't really kept up with all the new creators. I saw one there a second ago that had some kind of goofy avatar. You watch Dusty mostly? Yeah, I only watched him a few times. I don't know too much about him. I mean, he seems like an okay guy. He's very, interactive with this chat, and I think that's great. That's important. I remember that being a girl, but it didn't sound like a girl. Maybe I misgendered it. It was on a few minutes ago, whoever was streaming. I'd have to look up the name. So how many active members you guys got in Suspect right now? that are playing 2.5. You have a lot of people taking a break, or it's got a really, really active Discord right now. Tons of people in there. Been very happy since I moved over, because before, you know, in Dynasty, we maybe had 15, 20, maybe 30 active, but it was a far cry from our numbers previously. Looking forward to getting some more viewers in here over time as I start streaming again, because I forgot how taking a break and coming back to streaming doesn't always work real well for you. It's tough to reestablish yourself, but it is what it is. I like it though when the community, you know, talks amongst itself and asks questions and is real interactive. I like being interactive with the community, and it's tough when I feel like I got to sit here and just stare at my screen. Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. I'll have to check out Chili. I'll drop by and tell her that you recommended her. Have you made any more masks or anything like that for Intrepid? Or for yourself? Still waiting for my Renkai mask. Wow, look at that. He's got a legendary Grim carcass. Wow. That's pretty sweet right there. I don't think I saw a legendary Grim carcass ever in the earlier phases of any type. Nice to see you can get them. Probably not the most exciting for people watching me run up and down the beach mining, but it's something I got to do, so it is what it is. But it's a good opportunity for people to ask me questions, because I'm not doing anything serious. Love the amount of copper and stuff that I'm getting from this. People really don't know. It's a good way to get it. That's because about 200 members. Oh, wow. Only about 8 are playing 2.5. Wow. Yeah, that's not much at all. Yeah, I remember seeing you guys run around a lot when we were in the last phase. I saw you a lot in Cephalian, Ruins of Cephalian. I was always on an alt. It's hard to keep up with me because I'm always on a different character. So this time I threw people for a loop because I didn't start with the name Peon. Started with Loot and Scoot, and they're like, "Who's Loot and Scoot?" Hey Tam, how you doing, brother? What's going on? Yo, yo, yo. I haven't seen you stream for a while, Tam. Did you stop streaming? Or did I just miss it? Because I don't watch Twitch too much when I'm not streaming. All the content creators in here together. All right. My guys. Oh, not much. Just getting back into shit, you know, just getting back into streaming. I'm off for the summer, so I plan to do a lot more of this. So I want to see if I can get a regular schedule and get a following back. And if I can, then I'll stick with it. If I don't, well then I might not worry about it too much, and I'll just stick with YouTube. But we'll see. Casey's getting old. Oh, that I don't got to worry about. I got the dedicated streaming PC to my left, and then you know I got a brand new computer. Well, it's not brand new anymore, but you know, a few month old computer to my right. That's my gaming PC. So that I'm good on. But yeah, I hear you. It's pretty stressful on the computer. I mean, if you have a good enough computer, you can get away with doing it on the one computer. But I like to do all my content on the streaming computer, and do all my gaming on my gaming computer. Save them for a new one. Well, go ahead and you know, fire up a shitty stream and then put a goal in there, and we'll hook you up with some cash flow to get you a new computer. What are you playing? 2.5? Did you end up rolling a fighter again? What are you up to? Uh-oh. Ad break coming up. I'm going to snooze this one. You know, it's unfortunate that I can only snooze it. I can't, like, stop it. I'm going to try to save them for... I think what I'm going to start doing is every hour, I'm just going to get up and take a little break, make sure the puppy gets to go outside. And, that way I can stay on longer, make sure I take care of some business. I got a be right back screen, so I'll use that. Pretty much melts plain ashes right now? Oh, that's not good. Oh. Oh. Yeah. What kind of video card you got, brother? That's not good at all. They introduced a new bug with mine. I don't know what they did, but I've been like hard crashing to desktop. Just shuts down immediately. Boom. And then I'll have to reload. I get right back in, but I hope they fix that soon, because it's kind of annoying. Because I can die out in the sea and then lose all my stuff, and because if you die underwater, you're screwed. Oh, you think the GPU's done? Yeah. Go to what is it? I don't know. Maybe you build your own PCs, but Micro Center I went to for the first time. I want to say it's Micro Center. Wow, had a great experience over there. You know, I used to buy all Alienwares all the time, but I'm not going back to Alienware anymore because I found out that I wasn't able to upgrade the Alienware ones. And I am able to upgrade the Micro Center ones. So I'm definitely going back there. Oh, you got an AMD? Okay. Yeah, I only get NVIDIA. One, because I'm a shareholder, but two, because I love NVIDIA. See how much stuff we got. We're almost all full already, my goodness. Have to run back. What do you think about the dev stream, Pockets and Tam? Are you guys excited about what you heard, or? I was excited. You know, I had a whole video ready to go out next week about the RMT situation and exploit situation and stuff like that, but I don't know if I'm going to release it now because they told us what they could. I mean, you can't really, they can't say too much. But what I did hear out of that conversation, and if you listen closely and read between the lines, somebody asked, were they considering hardware bans? Um, and they more or less said yes. And that would make me very happy. I hope that they not only consider hardware bans, but they consider some other form of maybe ID needed to get an account or something like that. I mean, what would you think, Tam, if they said, you know what, hey, associate your driver's license or a state ID with your account, so that way if it got banned, you'd have a little bit more of difficult time getting it. I wouldn't have a problem with that because I have nothing to hide. But some people, they get all bent out of shape. Oh, oh, I can't do that. I can't give you that information. Let's face it. Anybody who wants our information, they're getting it anyway. Are we really hiding is our information really safe anyway? Wait, look at all the iron down here. No, I mean, if it helps protect the game, then I'm all for it. Let's face it, we're our own worst enemies. We've been screwing each other over because, Americans have no self-control. And I'll throw Russians in that category too, and the Chinese as well. We have no self-control, and we just ruin games for each other. It would be nice if we could get MMOs to be what they're supposed to be, and actually be a living, breathing world that doesn't get ruined by RMT or exploits. Bro, the summoner pet is a lightning rod to damage with it. It looks pretty cool. I got to tell you though, that vision of the summoner wasn't something I was extremely interested in. I was kind of hoping it might be more like the Necromancer from Dark Age of Camelot, or even the Bone Dancer. I didn't play Aeon, and it seems like that's where that one's from. So, yeah, I will say this: it sounds like it's going to be a very high floor to play it, and a very high ceiling to play it. So it will be interesting to see how many people stick with it and like it. I don't think it's going to be easy mode at all. And to me, the only real concern I have is because it seems like it's going to be a jack of all trades class. I want to make sure that it'll be great for people who you need to do a group and they take a summoner because they can, kind of fill in as an off tank, or maybe give a few heals or something like that. But we certainly don't want it to get to the point where it replaces a cleric or a tank. We don't want that. I mean, what's a tank going to do if he's not, tanking for somebody? He's going to be completely useless. And that would be bad. And same for a cleric. So let's hope that it never gets to that point. Go ahead and put this stuff away. We're going to save that. We're going to sell that, sell that, sell that, sell that. And we're going to bring, do we have enough granite? 40, 80, 120, 200. No, we need more granite. All right. Damn it. Sell that, we'll go get a little bit more granite, then we'll make a run at 250, put it in a cooker. Like I said, you get a little over 2 gold for cooking up 250 granite. So it's a good way to make a little bit of extra money. Where a bard can solo heal. Yeah, bards are good for, I'd say, when I had my 25 bard, I felt pretty comfortable healing in a group of, I don't know, 4, something like that. And of course, if I had a cleric, it was much easier to help supplement heals. But anything more than 4 for the bard, I was like, okay, guys, this is getting to be a little bit too much. So that's kind of where it was with the bard. The bard, you know, the cleric is certainly the main healer. There's just no doubt about it. No, it's not like every archetype can tank. I mean, a fighter can off tank a little bit, but yeah, I hope that they just don't screw that up because you know those classes are going to be really overpowered at the start, just like every new class is at the start. So we'll see how it goes. Hey, you stealing my shit? Oh, you're only level 6. If I fucking hit you, you're just gonna die. You're gonna melt. So I won't do that. Let's see. Yeah, having a class that can fill is good because it is tiring always looking for a tank or a healer, and it stops everything. Like, that's one of the reasons that I'm heavily considering playing a tank at phase 3. I won't be a healer. I've tried that. It's just I have to concentrate way too much to be a healer. But I might do tank because it was always easy to get a group. Never a problem. I had my own pocket healer, Alex, and we just leveled up together. It was great. We dictated the way the groups go. So if you want a nice, easy leveling experience, play a tank, cleric, or even bard, and you can have a pretty nice leveling experience. But definitely as a cleric and a tank. You really like the look of the cleric? Oh, the cleric tree? Yeah, it did look pretty good. It didn't look like they changed the abilities too much. At least from what I could tell. I saw the same things in there, but yeah, it did look pretty tight. You know, it kind of looked a little bit like the weapon trees that they just changed first too, because you see the weapon trees where they changed, they're a little bit different as well. So you love your cleric? You mostly DPS it. Well, it's good that you're doing some DPS and stuff like that. It's amazing. You see some of the clerics and stuff out there that they don't do anything. Oh, looks like I got an ad break going on right now, guys. Ad break in progress. There you go. Looks like my stream's back. Looks like that ad's done. I wish there was something I could do about those, but I hate them because a lot of times I don't pay attention to when they're on, and I'm busy fucking talking about something, replying to somebody's question, and then nobody hears it. So it's kind of frustrating. Yeah, clerics they definitely play a purpose. I hear a lot of people complaining about the rogues, mostly clerics complaining about the rogues. But look, let's be honest, clerics. You didn't fear any other class, maybe with the exception of a bard, before that. So the clerics needed a hard counter. The rogue is that hard counter. So deal with it. I don't want to hear any bitching from clerics. The rogue is that hard counter. That draining poison's a bitch. That's some serious shit, and it's great that they have that. I love that draining poison. But being able to fill the roles of, a tank or a cleric, you don't want, like I said, you don't want to fill them, but you do want to make sure that people can still level up until they find that wonder. So my question is, what class is going to get, there's only so much room in a group. You only have 8 people. So what class is going to be the odd man out when leveling up now? I'm going to say it's going to be the rogue. If I'm leveling up in a group, and and I'm looking for fast experience, I'm gonna want at least one mage, maybe two. A ranger's not bad to have, and a fighter's really good too. So that's your 4 DPS. You got a tank, you got a cleric, you got a bard, and then I guess you throw a summoner to be the other 4, to be the other one. So I think Rogue, unfortunately, is going to be the redheaded stepchild again, just like he is in most games. You know, Steven and those guys said that they were going to add some kind of a loot mechanic where they can find treasure or something like that, but that's not it. So I'm telling you right now, Rogue's going to be the redheaded stepchild of phase 3. Nobody's going to want him in their group unless they can't find any DPS. And it's not to say that they can't do DPS. I mean, I got 25 Rogue. They can do plenty of DPS. They have plenty of utilities. They got trips. They got smoke screen. They got blinds. All right, Tam. They got a lot of utility. But, you know, it's harder for heals. It's harder for healers to deal with them, kind of like fighters. Because they're up close. They're not back. You want to make it a little bit easier for the healers to heal the range people. Like, if a range guy gets up there and gets whacked by a cleave, that's his own damn fault. He's shit out of luck. But everyone else, you know, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think, but I feel like Rogue's going to be the redheaded stepchild of phase 3. And I hope people are prepared for it. Because Summoner's going to be hot. There's going to be at least one Summoner in every group. I don't think we'll need to go anymore doing the 2 clerics. I think you'll have 1 cleric, and the summoner will help out. If the cleric's having trouble healing, we'll see him go in more of a heal spec. If they're having trouble keeping aggro, which I doubt, they'll go more tank spec. You know, DPS cleric interests me more when they have the augments out. And it won't be the tank augments. That's not going to do you any good. I'll be more interested to see how that goes, like a cleric summoner or something like that. Then I'll be more interested in checking out the DPS spec. I would think some dots would be really cool on the cleric. That could be fun. So we'll see how it goes. Ooh, sick. Start to spawn a little bit. Ooh, more zinc. It's like a little cluster. Okay. A little cluster of common zinc. Woohoo! Look, I've gotten 15 zinc. I can almost do 1 piece of armor. Wow, that's impressive. Thanks, Intrepid. Yeah, I really hope that they put in that change soon. They need to fix that value. It's way over the top. And I'm sure anybody who's doing crafting in here can agree with that. Way over the top. You're putting out a lot of extra damage already. I don't know what... I haven't dueled a cleric yet. I feel like that fight would be boring as shit, a tank and a cleric fighting. You want to come out and duel me? And see how long it takes? I have a feeling it would take a while. This guy's obviously trying to have me help him out here, so I'll help him out. I don't think I'm gonna out DPS the rogue or whatever he is here. I certainly didn't get the first hit on him. There we All right, there you go, guys. Your guy is dead. Wonder where he came from. Does he spawn on this beach? I don't think I've ever seen. He's like in Nuela. That guy, I think. Is he chasing him all the way out here? That's pretty funny. I'm looking forward to mining the sapphires and stuff like that. We getting pretty full again? No, we got a little bit of room. We need to change that to a mining satchel. This guy again? You like small group or large group PvP? I enjoy all kinds of PvP, but I really like large scale like castle fights and stuff like that. Like, you know, a lot of people haven't got to experience the castle fights yet, and that's going to take, and when they do get to experience it like I have, that's going to take Ashes to the next level. That's going to really make things a lot more appealing for people. Like I said earlier in the stream, I really hope that they revisit the node wars and the node sieges. I really don't like them. I don't like the way they're playing out. Feels too new worldy to me. But the castle fights, those are special, and they really have something there. I don't know how much fun the tank per se is going to be in those battles. I think they can serve their role, possibly going down some of the narrow corridors with using the tank wall and being maybe up on top of the ramparts using the tank wall to block, you know, groups off. Maybe pulling people off the ramparts down to other members could be enjoyable if we're allowed to do that. But I hope that there's a place for the tanks. Like in Dark Age of Camelot, tanks always had a place because, well, one, there was a weight-based system. So they were the ones with all the strength. So they carried like the siege engines and stuff like that. So they carried the battering rams and stuff. So they had an importance. We needed the tanks to be able to carry that stuff. And they were the ones under the battering ram, you know, smashing the doors. So I just hope that there's a use for us. That's basically, you know, all I'm hoping. I think you're going to see a lot more, as there's more group play, you're going to see a lot more clerics being protected, clerics and other classes being protected by the protectability. And if you don't know what the protectability is, I'll go ahead and tell you. The protectability is where it intercepts an attack that strikes your friendly nearby target, redirecting 30% of the damage taken to you. So you got to remain in 15 meters of the target, and you can extend that with a perk. So basically, it's going to, you know, take some damage. I don't know if it's consistent or if it just does one strike. They need to be more clear about that. In DAOC, there was the guard function where they would, you know, take a good percent of the damage, and they would absorb it. This helped the healer stay alive. Because, let's face it, in PvP, who's targeted first? Everybody's marking the healer. Did you mark the healer? Did you mark the healer? And they're the ones getting, you know, boned first. So, if we can protect them, especially if you can stay in a small quarters area, because they have some AoE. I guess they have some. I would like to see the mages have a point blank area of effect damage spell. Like, again, I keep going back to DAUC, like the enchanters had in Dark Age of Camelot, where it was like a big bubble around them, and anything in that area would just get exploded if they went in there. So it made close quarters battles a lot more interesting. Maybe they'll do something like that down the road. I personally am hoping that they rework the whole mage tree. I understand what they were doing with it, with the different elements. I find it boring. I like to be... I don't know. I'd like to be either fire spec, maybe with a few frost spells or something like that, but mostly fire spec, maybe even void spec. I just don't like being forced to get all the different lines of it. I mean, that doesn't make really sense to me. A mage is going to be taught in a specific line. He's not going to be the Gandalf of all mages and know everything. So I do hope that they revisit that, though. I think I have enough granite now, so I'm going to go ahead and grab all my granite. And I'm going to run back, grab my granite, and then we're going to run back and we're going to sell. Or not sell, we're going to start an order. Uh-oh. Oh, that's coal. I want that. Let me see. What do we... Can we get... We can get rid of this. I want the coal. Oh. You want to keep that coal. Alright, let's go back and get our stuff. I hope everyone's having a good Saturday. Hey, one day you'll be mine, Mr. Plumbed Halberger. But that day is not today. You having anything good for food later tonight, Pockets? I got some, what was it, Costco pizza earlier today, so I'll probably have some of that. I really need to get my hunting up, but hunting this phase has been, how should we say, really annoying. Guess that's a good word. You know, this morning I ran around on my road looking for stuff to gather. I feel like gathering's not in a great place right now. I literally ran around for about an hour and I did not find one bluebell. Not one bluebell, not one weeping willow that wasn't growing inside of another tree that I couldn't get. Hey, the state of the gathering is not good right now. It really isn't. Which is really frustrating, because if you're gathering, you know, you kind of want to be able to gather. Really? Fuck you, buddy. Tank fight. Boy, he's doing a lot more damage to me. He's using up all his mana, though. This is so boring. I'm out. What the hell? What? You guys see that? Oh, what was that? What the hell? That's funny. Alright, he won. I'll give him that. He's got better gear than me, I think. He won. I'll give him that. He definitely has better gear. My tank's only like a week and a half old, so. Although he might have run out of mana, but he was definitely using a lot more mana than me. But either way. That's the first time I've fought a tank. I'm going to have to go back over and look at that fight and break it down a little bit. It was interesting. But kind of what I thought. It's kind of like a cleric fighting a cleric. You can get away anytime you want. So. I have too much stuff on me to risk losing, so we're not going to be stupid with my stuff there. Sometimes you got to be smart about stuff and not just throw it to the wind. You come on. There. Up. All right. Gave him a good fight and moved on. Okay. So get our granite. Let's put everything away here. Oh, first let's take our mob that wants to attack us. One of the things I need is a better bow. I definitely need a better bow. I'd like to have a nice long bow, but I don't. My long bow, or my short bow, is really not very good. It's a steel one, but it's just not very good. Okay, so let's sell this, sell this, sell this. That there. That over there. Okay, let's sell that basalt real quick. I don't need basalt necessarily right now. Ooh, I got that's a lot of zinc. Grab the zinc here. Okay, so I have 40, 80, 121, 121, 60, 200. How do I still not have 250? 40, 80. What the fuck? Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to have to smack a little bit more granite. Got to make sure you have 250 or else there's no point in doing it. Maybe I sold some by accident. Hey guys, if you have any questions, feel free to, ask away if you're new to the channel. Thanks for stopping in. But if you want to have any questions about the game or archetypes or whatever, just feel free. Don't hesitate to ask. That's what I'm here for. That was a funny bug. I've never seen that in my life. Seen some crazy bugs in that game, but that was one of them. I should be good after this round of granite right here. Again, so if you take these, if you take all this granite, you get your 250 granite, you go ahead and bring it to the node, you go to the stone cutter, and you put in an order of 250, and now you're going to go ahead and get about 2 gold worth of grinding stones from granite. Now, there aren't any basalt grinding stones, just so you're aware. It's got to be granite. But if you're struggling for money or something like that, and you also need to get your mining up, this is a great way to do it. It doesn't feel overpowered or anything like that. But because you got to put in the time to get it. So mining is 17. That's good. Gotta get a few. I keep getting this green shit. Of course, if you bring a bunch of green granite back, you're going to get more money back, but I just don't want to deal with it right now. I definitely need bigger mining bags, so. Boy, that tank fight was boring as shit. All right, that should be good. So I should have enough. So I'm going to go back now, and we're going to bring back whatever we have. Count, which I don't know if I can correctly. We'll run back to Jova. Let's see. Let's bring our blue copper back. Anything else we got a lot of? We'll bring that back, and we got a lot of regular copper, so we'll bring that back. Okay. I need to start getting money, so I need to buy a caravel on this guy. I have a caravel on loot, but I don't have one on him. I'm really not using the rogue much right now, unfortunately. The rogue is a lot of fun. Rogue is going to be great for solo players, people who love to PvP out by themselves a lot. They'll be good for scouting for groups. But that's, if they let us go up into the castles and fights and big sieges, they could be a lot of fun. Like they were in Dark Age of Camelot, but I don't know how viable they're going to be in a lot of different things. But they are an extremely fun class to play. Their mobility is insane with their grapple, their adrenaline. They can, they're going to be great explorers. They can go anywhere in the whole world. If there's a mountain in your way, no problem. Grapple over it and you're done. It's really a fun experience if you haven't played one. But they do have a very high floor and a high ceiling to play. There's a lot of abilities to them. So there's probably gonna be a lot of bad rogues. I have a feeling this is a lot of the same summoner is gonna be. It's different from like a bard because anybody can play mana, but a good bard has got a pretty high ceiling, but they have a low floor. Same with the cleric. Cleric's got a low floor but a very high ceiling. A good cleric. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about the archetypes and whether you think Rogue's going to be the odd man out, like I do, come phase 3. Because as Summoner gets integrated, I feel like someone's got to go, and I think it's going to be the Rogue. They don't have that mechanic where the Rogue finds better loot or anything like that. Now, maybe if they gave the Rogue a mechanic like he could find secret loot or something like that, and he gave the group a buff that was like plus 10% to loot, then maybe you'd find a rogue in your group. But I don't know. I'm just not seeing it. I'm seeing him being the one that gets left behind. Because you're going to have your tank, you're going to have a cleric, you're going to have your bard, you're going to have at least one mage, probably two, a fighter, because the fighters are good because they got, you know, the riled and stuff like that. They can add a lot of DPS to your group, and they often are overlooked. And you can have a ranger, and that's your 4 DPS, and then you're going to have the summoner. So with your tank, your cleric, your bard, and your summoner, those are your 4 supports, and you got 4 DPS. I just... Tell me a scenario where you would rather have a rogue in there. I know the rogue's got some utility, but it's just not enough for me. And I'm a rogue. I have a rogue, you know, so I'm screwing myself by saying this. But I think it's the cold hard truth of the matter. Let me know your thoughts and if you disagree or agree. Got an ad break in 50 seconds, so I'll have to make sure I shut up during that. When I run back to Jova, I'm going to go ahead and put on my Be Right Back sign. I'm going to process this stone. I'm going to go get a drink real quick, and then I'll be back. But I don't plan to go anywhere, but I do need to take a quick break, take the puppy out. Is it just me, or do I feel like Intrepid doesn't understand what winter looks like, or what fall looks like? You know, they're blinded by their San Diego weather. Look, it's current season of fall with almost 12 days left till winter, and we have snow all over the ground. I don't know about you, but last time I checked, I don't remember seeing snow in September. So, and that's pretty much what the equivalent of this is. So I think they might need to revisit this whole... I mean, this is the Riverlands, which is pretty much the equivalent of where I live in the Midwest. So, yeah. Guys, there's no snow in this time. You don't even get snow till maybe October and Halloween. Okay? Hey, what's up? Hey, Oracle, how you doing, brother? What's going on? Hit me with the scream. You didn't get me, though. I didn't jump. Nope, nope, nope. You caught me right as I'm getting to take a break, Oracle. Jeez. I've been streaming for like an hour and a half, and you just come in now, brother. What's going on? Your ladies. Yeah, your ladies are back. Eventually, I'm gonna see if I can get some Ashes character models in there. Make it look a little bit more Ashes-y. I definitely need to go get a drink and let the puppy out. Oh, look, I'm getting another best viewers on ad. Come on now. Don't send me that garbage. I don't need... Look, you want to watch me, you watch me. I don't need to pay for viewers. This is silly. Need to get a beach dwarf in there. Well, I kind of wanted to get a dwarf. You talking about like a Nakua? I kind of wanted to get a dwarf that's doing flips on the table. You know, get a girl dwarf that's doing flips. Get a sexy Valoon, and an Empyrean girl in there. Maybe a Renkai female orc, arm wrestling a a dwarf or something like that. You know, something fun. I am more and more liking the tank here, and I think I'm really gonna like playing the Renkai tank. It's gonna be a beast. You know what? I don't think I have wood to do all this stuff, and I have to buy a little bit of wood. I love what Jova did with the making the one-stop carpenter shop with the milling and the carpenter there. I wish more nodes would do that. Really cater to one sect of people. Not have enough wood, so let's buy a little bit of wood. See how much people are charging for common oak. Any more than like 70 copper, I'm not buying it. Hey, Monkinovich. Greetings from Argentina. Well, hello, Argentina. I have a few friends that live in Argentina. Tell me you're planning on playing AOC with a friend. We've been playing games like Aeon a while for a while, but we're unsure how the game is progressing. Well, I think the game is progressing great. I mean, I guess it depends on what your thoughts are on progressing. They have it's been going on for what, 8 years now that it's been in development, something like that. But they now have over 250 developers. They are putting out pretty much a biome a month now. They're working super hard. I think it's progressing well. The map is way bigger than it was just a little while ago, just when we started phase 2. So it's progressing well. As soon as they get that, I think their biggest challenges right now are
down. Get that shit back up. We're trying to play.
Thanks, Grumpy.
At home locked and loaded right now. Fix this shit.
I think
it is down. Don't log out.
Oh, the server's down. Don't log out. Okay, thank you.
You can't log in. Yeah.
Okay, appreciate it. The biggest challenges right now they're facing are keeping up with the Unreal changes, which, if you watched the stream yesterday, seems like it's hindering their progress a little bit. So that you have to keep in mind, and the dynamic server gridding. When the dynamic server gridding gets put on board, I think that will help an awful lot. And then last but not least, when they finally get the summoner in, that will help a lot as well, because then they'll have all 8 archetypes in there. Then they can start working on the augments and then start balancing. But overall, I think they're doing a really good job with the biomes, getting the biomes in. We were waiting to see the quest system. I think that's going to be a big integral part. But I'm really happy as a player. Now, we have to remember, Phase 3, when it does come out, it's not the end game. A lot of people are thinking it's going to be like the end game, but Steven did say that it's going to be at least a year after Phase 3 comes out, and which now is August 4th instead of May 1st. It's going to be at least a year before the game's probably ready. We know the betas are going to be short. We know that. But we have to expect a whole nother year of development once we get into Phase 3. So it's got a long time to cook. There's a lot of things that need to be worked on. They got to make sure that the core loops are all functioning correctly, and the way the players envision and the way they envision. So, like, I'm not sold on the caravan system. I'm not sold on the corruption system. There's a lot of things that I'd like to see change. I'm not sold on the node war system. So there's lots of things that I think are still up for interpretation that could be changed, and whether that could delay possible release or not. As far as release goes, I think it's a business like everything else, and at some point you're going to have to shit or get off the pot. You don't want to be like Star Citizen. So you're going to have to eventually put the game out. What I would like them to do in that instance is, I don't know if they're going to be able to get out both continents for release, and I'm okay with that if they don't. What they need to do, though, is they need to have every core game loop solid, every archetype solid and balanced, and all the augments solid and balanced. If they have a good economy system, a good crafting and gathering system, that will be enough to get the players going. And then they can go ahead and release the game and then add the content every 3 months from there. So hopefully that answered your question a little bit. I didn't play Aeon, so I can't help you out there. I did play WoW for a good period of time. This game, I don't know if Aeon was PvP, but this game is going to be more PvP centric. You're going to want to have friends. You're going to want to have a guild. Those, you can play it solo, but it's not something I don't know if I'd recommend. Do I think the idea of paying was worth it? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is the decision that is up to your own individual person to answer. Was it worth it for me? I am very invested in Ashes of Creation. I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm older, and I played Warhammer Online. And I got into that game early in the alpha, and it was the best thing I ever did. I started a guild, ran it for 10 years. That being in there gave you a wealth of knowledge, being in the game early and testing it. This is even more so the case, because this game is going to be way bigger than Warhammer Online and way more involved. The mechanics, the classes, the archetypes. If you want to be competitive, you're going to want to be in early, getting to know this game. So is $100 to me worth it? Absolutely. Because look, I don't know about you, but I dumped $100 damn on FOMO from picking up Diablo 4 early, and I played this shit a week. So what a waste of money. You want to talk about waste of money? That was a waste of money. I've never touched the game again. I've gotten countless hours on this game. I've got 2 level 25s already on this game. I've leveled up multiple 25s. I like to grind. It doesn't bother me. But I like to meet people, get out there, talk to fine people like you, and other people around the world of Era, and tell them what I think, and try to give my feedback on the game, and that's a way of my doing it on the stream, on how I think the development's going. So I hope that those answered your questions. If you have any more, please feel free to answer them, because that's what I'm here for. But as far as whether it's worth it, again, that's all up to you, my friend. It's a personal decision that you guys have to make. I'm not the one to tell you whether, you know, it's worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair.
Oh, well, thank you for the follow, my brother. I appreciate it. And welcome to the channel. Yeah. That's all a personal decision. I can only tell you what I've had, that I've had a tremendous amount of fun. A lot of people I know have had a tremendous amount of fun. But I will say that there's other people who are frustrated by, you know, the constant wipes, and they are going to wipe again on August 4th. Was pretty much confirmed yesterday. So if you're that type of person that gets frustrated by, you know, having to read level characters and stuff like that, then I would suggest just wait till it's farther out and just watch streams and keep up with it that way. But if you're not, if you want to be into the game and learn about the game firsthand, you know, learn the mechanics for yourself, then I would highly suggest getting it. And hey, if you do get it, I got a referral code. Check it out. But I could always use more embers. But other than that, yeah. If you got any other questions, you know, hit me up. I'm going to go ahead and cook this granite real quick. And if you guys, again, I'm going to let you know again, if you're struggling with money, go ahead and farm 250 granite. And we're going to go over here. We're going to go to the stone cutter, right? And we're going to put it in, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do. Oh, I got my legendary assault weapon. So you go down to grinding stone, all right? Go to granite grinding stone. It's just common that we have. We're going to do a stack of 250. You can see we got 250, 250. We're going to put in our oak. And I don't have enough. My gosh. Okay. I got to go get more oak. I usually do this with larch. So anyway, I'll show you that in just 1 second again. 1 second here. Don't have enough oak. I didn't do my math right. This is why I'm a bus driver. Yep. Let's see. oak. Give me oak, oak. But yeah, there's a lot of people that are having a lot of fun with the game. I've met a few, I've met a few just recently that have joined our guild, and I've made really good friends with. So that are new to the game, they're just loving it. But it's really up to each individual person. But if you do get it, let me know what your thoughts are when you jump in, if you're having fun and how much fun you're having. I'd love to hear your story of how it's going. So we're going to go ahead and put our fuel in. We got 250 fuel, 250 granite. We're going to do the grinding stones and pop. It's going to take a little over 4 hours. And as you heard Grumpy Geezer said, if you are in the game, do not log out right now because it sounds like they're having some login issues. So try not to do that. So real quick, guys, I am going to take a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and let the dog out. I'm going to get a drink. So I'll be right back. If you want to hang out here, that'd be great. If you want to get a drink or go to the bathroom, whatever. If you want to go check out someone else, I get it. But I'll be back in a little bit, guys. See you soon.
Winds of destiny moving through the night. Two worlds collide, bound by fate's delight. Arcade and ashes of creation, hand in hand. A new chapter starts in this enchanted land. From revelations to a brand new creation, heroes rise to shape their own foundation. Epic battles fought with swords and mighty spells, legends in the making where no one truly dwells. Worlds collide in a symphony of fire and ice. Fantasy and dreams merge under starry skies. Together we'll conquer, side by side we'll stand in this journey of adventure, hand in hand, hand in hand. Winds of destiny moving through the night. Two worlds collide, bound by fate's delight. Arcade and ashes of creation, hand in hand. A new chapter starts in this enchanted land. From revelations to a brand new creation, heroes rise to shape their own foundation. Epic battles fought with swords and mighty spells, legends in the making where no one truly dwells. Worlds collide in a symphony of fire and ice. Fantasy and dreams merge under starry skies. Together we'll conquer, side by side we'll stand in this journey of adventure, hand in hand, hand in hand.
Got some pizza, got a drink. Ready to resume. Hope you don't mind me eating, but I'm hungry, so I'm gonna have a bite of pizza. We need the tavern ladies in the break scene as well. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. I need to get some more viewers before I go doing all that. You know, it cracks me up when. Now I know I have a decent following on YouTube. You know, I think I got 1,500 something subscribers now, which for a little over a year is I'm pretty happy with. But you know, people think that we make all kinds of money and stuff like that streaming and content creation. That's just not the case. You know, you need to put in a lot of hours and got to have a lot of followers and a lot of subscriptions and stuff like that to make any decent money. This is a hobby, and for most people, that's exactly what it is. And for people, it pisses me off. Somebody was, all over Zyback earlier today because, saying that, get a real job and stuff like that. People have no idea. If you've not done content creation and tried to do it full time or something like that, you have no idea how much work goes into it. And you would think that, you're just playing a game. Well, you know what? Playing a game every day is one thing, but playing a game in front of people and trying to be a personality every day and answering questions every day can get tiring. And people don't understand that. So that's one thing I wish people who make those kind of comments would understand. It takes a certain type of personality to do this. But some people just believe, it's just so easy, and it's just not the case. So we did that. We got a little bit of money cooking. Oh, I don't want to bring that with me. No. We can go out to Seahook and do some mining underwater because I'm working on my armor smithing to see, did they have their buff yet? Did they have, no, we don't have, no. I'm waiting for the buff that gives me 50% to my crafting. Without that, there's no point in me doing my crafting. I might even wait. Might even wait a little longer. Let's see. Okay, let's put that there. All right, put that in there. All right. Okay. Let's go cause some trouble. What do you guys say? Let's go cause a little trouble. Maybe we'll run out to the tropics and try to kill some. I'd like to kill some caravans, but I don't think we got anybody on to help kill caravans. Sounds like now might be a good time to run a caravan since you can't log out. You decided to wait to phase 3? Need some time to play The Witcher 3? Why, did that Witcher 3 just come out or something like that? I think a lot of people are going to be probably taking a break here. Probably taking a break here shortly, because I think early access starts, was it June 5th, I think, for Dune Awakening. That's not a game that really... I like survival games, like I love Rust, but that's not a game that really does anything for me. I really don't like the Dune IP as it is. And I remember Conan Exiles when it first came out, and it was a shit show. It's really good now. They've done a nice job with it, but it was a shit show when it first came out. Tulsi Gabbard, love it. Yeah, it came out a long time ago. And it was horrible. Fucking horrible. But it's really good now. Oh, the game? Yeah, Witcher? Yeah. Nah, I don't keep up with single player games very much. I'm a survival guy and an MMO guy. I love Rust, 7 Days to Die. What are some of the other ones? Conan, of course, Conan Exiles. I always fade out on the single player games. Like, sometimes I'll play Bannerlord, and I'll play that single player if I want to change the pace, but that's really about it. I want to attack him, but that battle would last forever, being he's a knight, cleric. I can tell I'm going to get in some PvP out here. I'm looking forward to it. I need to practice. I need to practice on my tank, and, you know, I'm tired of, you know, since he's new to me, you know, I got to learn how to beat other classes, if I can beat other classes in PvP. You know, I want to stop button mashing, and I just got to get more comfortable with my class. And the only way to do it is to practice it. Looks like we have an incoming ad break in 3 minutes. Yay. Cubic Odyssey. What the hell is that? Not that like Chrono Odyssey or whatever that's coming out, right? I mean, while the graphics and stuff on that look good, that's just not my type of game. Assassins that are running around on the map over here. Those are great. I love the current that they have in the game. Very much reminds me of Arcade. What? I don't think I have anything on me. I should have suicide, and I can end up where I want to be. Instead of all this running. Yeah. It's much fast. This is my form of fast travel. I'm just going to drown myself. You loved Minecraft as a child? You know what? I never played Minecraft once in my life. Never. Here's my fast travel right here. I'll pay the repair bills not to have to waste time and run. Oh. I should lose stamina quicker when I'm swimming upstream. I don't know how I feel about no fast travel. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but in the end, it just takes too fucking long. Love Child of Minecraft and No Man's Sky. Child of Minecraft. I don't know what Child of Minecraft is. No Man's Sky, I have it. I played it like 1 hour, so I don't know too much about it. No Man's Sky, I remember, was a bust when it first came out, but it sounds like they made a lot of improvements to it. We're going to go ahead and go to the water. We're going to go under the sea. Here we go. Be the Little Mermaid. I gotta tell you, they did a fantastic job under here. They really did. And if you don't know what mount this is a shoal skipper. A shoal skipper, sorry. And it allows you to breathe underwater as long as you're on it. Very cool. I have high hopes for treasure hunting and stuff like that in this game, hoping it's a lot like Arc Ages. Okay, so there's no current here. Ah. Gotcha. Copper, looks like copper and emerald. You got to be very careful when you're mining undersea here, because you have a finite amount of health, and yeah, you might end up. Sometimes it's not real easy to get back on your mount. And a pro tip is do not get off your mount when he's still moving. You want to come to a complete stop on your mount. Because if you jump off your mount and he's still moving, he's going to float away from you. And you're going to have a hard time catching up to him. And you might very well drown to death. Am I the only one else that thinks the coral and stuff like that down here just looks awesome? Now, it would seem that on the map that this area where it's finer seems to have a lot more stuff. This area, I didn't find anything in here. So I'll have to check out this area back by the desert. Again, guys, if you got any questions, go ahead and lay them on me. Like my new friend Monkey did. I'll be more than happy to try to answer any questions you have about the state of the game, archetypes. I've played them all. Level 25 to most of them. Not Cleric. Cleric, I got to 17, I think. Played it enough, though, to give you a good impression. I'll try Summoner. I don't know if I'll try Summoner right at the get-go. Doesn't really sound like the kind of class. I do like dot classes, but it sounds like a lot of micromanagement, and I don't know if I want to do that. found a lot of good mining is been pretty good underwater, and there's been quite a few clusters under here. The problem right now with mining underwater is you have to be very, very careful. One, you're in a lawless area. Two, there's a current a lot of times at the ones you're trying to get, so I've had to walk away from a lot of nodes that I was unable to get due to the current. I don't know if that's intended. You kind of got to align yourself to go with the current, and then you'll, like, I'm sure I'll be able to demonstrate it at some point here. You'll kind of float back while you're swinging your pickaxe, and it's kind of odd. I don't know if that's the way they intended it or not. Luck finding anything right now. I'm kind of going to the areas where I found some good stuff before. And of course, the beautiful thing is if you find a cluster and you get a high rarity out of the cluster, the whole cluster is going to be like that. Which, you know, if you have a weeping willow cluster of 6 trees and you pop a legendary, man, you're going to be a happy camper. Although, with as much willow or as wood as you need to do anything nowadays, it's just a fraction of what you're going to need, since you need 80 pieces of wood to make 1 caravan piece. Ridiculous! Viewers have really been down. What I get for taking a break, everyone else soaked them all up. I need to get new viewers. Going that way. I keep going south. I don't want to go south. I can make, what are you talking about, for money? Yeah, I have a girl, my mage is, she's almost level 20 in metalworking. Yeah, I could make, charcoal. I hear that's a good way to make some money. But I have to run her all the way back out to Miralith or one of the other smithies. I think Halcyon might have a smithy too. I guess I could run her up there. She's also an apprentice lumberjack too, so she can chop her own oak easily. I like to do caravans to make a little bit extra money, to be honest with you. I want to put together another nice caravan. I had a 1,000,000 caravan, but I lost that on loot, and I have a 600,000 one now on loot, but I need to make Peon a good caravan. What I'd like to do is, to be honest with you, I want to raid them. I want to attack them, and then use my caravan and bring it back and turn it in. I want to use other people's glint. The problem is there's not enough caravans being run right now. And when you do find one, a lot of times they'll just Alt F4 crash your game, and then all of a sudden there's no caravan to attack. I am pretty sure that that's not intended. I would hope that's not intended. But yeah, that's a workaround. And but even so, people aren't doing it. They're just not running them. You would think that everybody would be running them, knowing that they could, you know, just log out and the caravan would disappear, but they don't. Even to have a reserve of fuel. Yeah. No, I do end up buying way more oak and western larch than I should when I can go chop it. I'm just lazy. And I'm really bummed out because I spent a lot of money today because I couldn't find any bluebells, giant bluebells anywhere. So I went ahead and bought some bluebells of all different rarities. Went all the way to Asmoran to my farmer. Made some root balls, some giant bluebell root balls. And then realized, like, I'm an apprentice herbalist, so I can do flax and all that stuff, even though that's not apprentice. But if you're not a farmer, you can't plant them. It says you have to be an apprentice farmer, I think, to plant them. So at least that's what it looked like to me, because it was red for me. So maybe I'll try to plant them and see if it lets me, because I didn't actually try to do that. But I'll do that later and check it out. But I hope that's not the case. I hope I can go ahead and do that. When I go back, I think I'll do that real quick. Because maybe it's like a graphical error one. Maybe it's just saying that I can't craft them. And that's understandable. Man, what is going on? Where is the goods? Who else is under here taking all my shit? Ah, see? This is what you gotta do. You gotta bitch a little bit. You bitch a little bit and you find stuff. Look at that. There's zinc. Just a little zinc. The baby zinc. Make sure you stop all the way. Go down. Go. The freeholds? Is that what you're talking about, Oracle? Yeah, I can't argue with you there. I mean, well, it's very little. It's not implemented enough yet. Or the farming system maybe you're talking about. There's lots of things that need to be reworked and revisited, but that's understandable. Oh, hello. Too bad that wasn't a cluster. In here. Farming system and freeholds, yeah. Well, I tell you what's really a bummer is, you know, being a journeyman lumberjack, I wanted to grow my own willows, right? That was, in a carpenter, that was my whole point to have it, was to grow my own willows. Well, I can't do that because they want fucking pretty much 8 wood. They want more wood than it costs, than I get back. I get 1 fucking tree, and they want me to use like 6 to 8 wood in order to do it. That's just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Some of their values are just way out of whack. Like on flax, it makes sense. You know, you use a few flax, and then you get 8 back. That makes sense. But willow, you only get 1 fucking tree, so it doesn't make any sense. Because I had put some western larches down, and you only get 1 tree. They definitely need to revisit that, and I hope they do. Okay, bud. See you when you get back. Chime in if you have any thoughts on my thoughts about the Rogue earlier. If you think Rogue's going to be the odd man out when Phase 3 comes, that's kind of the way I'm feeling. If you think differently, let me know in channel and let me know why. Because I'm not seeing it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Go down and get this slate real quick. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I think that they're going to be left out. Just like they are in most games. Slate. Am I mine slate? No, I don't want to mine a coral. Okay, fine. You're going to make me mine a coral? Really? I'm going to have to hop back on my shoal skipper just to get more breath mining this stupid coal, or this coral. I like the new bar that they have for the breath. It's better than that kind of grayish blue bar that they had up top there. Alright, that's a blue slate. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. The sea is going to be a very dangerous place. Right now, it's pretty calm. Not too much action out here. I felt really bad for this guild the other day. They were out here and they were doing caravels. And the guy disconnected, but I didn't know he disconnected. But all of a sudden, there was a whole group of them, and all of a sudden, their boat turned over on its side and sank to the bottom of the sea. And I'm like, what the hell happened? They're like, oh, I disconnected. I'm like, oh, so their boat just dies if you disconnect. 25 gold loss. Bam. Brutal. Brutal. Right now, in my opinion, caravels are something that should be being experimented with, and the average player should be out on the sea, checking things out, trying to do caravan runs and caravel runs, stuff like that, because those systems all need to be worked on, and the cost of the caravel right now is too high. They can move that up later, but they need to get the system tested so they can work on it better. The caravel experience itself is very fun. I love the caravels, and I can't wait for sport fishing and merchant ships and stuff like that to come out. But they got to start somewhere, and they got to get players out in the caravel. But right now, it's cost prohibitive for them to do that. So I hope that they look at that and maybe make them cheaper. Maybe make it 5 gold or something like that. You know, not too much, but you know, enough to where it would sting you in the pocket if you lose it. Because I initially had thought that they were only as good health-wise as a caravan, a basic caravan, because I wasn't able to click on my own on the health of it. But I clicked on somebody else's yesterday, and not only did they change the inventory to make it much better, the health is 500,000. So that's a pretty chonky caravel. That'll take a good amount of people to, take it down. I'm looking forward to when they actually are able to upgrade that stuff. There's a ruby there, but should I stop for the ruby? Let's see. Current. Again, always make sure you stop before you get off, and then check to see if there's a current, so you can try to gauge which direction you have to face. Otherwise, you'll be an unhappy camper when you drown to death and lose all your shit under here. Because you ain't getting it back. Because I don't think you can pick up stuff in the water. I've tried and I've yet to be successful. I don't really need rubies much anymore. I have a shitload of red ink, but I do have an apprentice alchemist, so I do use emeralds for health potions. The health salves that you get are fucking worthless, so not even worth the ruby that you use for it. You can see there's a little bit of a current here. You see how it's moving me? All right, we're not gonna mess with it. We're just gonna run back. What the hell is that? Get over here, piece of shit. Fucking bard. Looks like they got a whole group here, huh? I'll go out to see you ain't getting shit from me. Oh, guys, it looks like I'm gonna die. Oh, bad timing. Maybe they were watching me on the stream. Oh, well. Kind of not the PvP I was looking for, but nevertheless. Let's see. Let's see what I got to keep. Probably not enough. Alright. Done. Toby's party. Sorry, Toby, I don't want to be in your party. I still got to keep 2 of my... Oh, I didn't lose any of my legendaries. Beautiful. Sorry, Toby. I don't want to be in your party. I was looking for a fair fight there, but no such luck. Do I still got my skiffer, or did they kill it? I think they killed it. Yeah, they did. Sons of bitches, bumpuses. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and switch my characters real quick and see if I can plant those... giant bluebells on my freehold. Because I didn't actually test that. Oh, shit. I forgot I can't log out. Ah! Fuck a duck. The servers are down, aren't they? Shit. The login servers. Well, guys, I think I just killed the stream there. Sorry. I fucked myself. Oh, well. Yeah. Let me double check. The other... Yeah, I think we're fucked, guys. Is anyone else confirmed that the login server, you can't log into the game right now? Am I the only one that's boned here? That was really stupid. Damn it. Oh, not good. Not good, Tech. Thanks. Yeah, you know, my Grumpy came in and told me that they were having trouble logging in, but I thought it was actually like, I don't know what I was thinking because I was going to switch characters, but yeah, I thought it was just getting onto the game itself, but apparently it's just switching characters or anything. Well, fuck a duck. Anyway, guys, I guess we'll go ahead and call it here because I'm sure you're not going to have much fun looking at my connecting screen. But thank you all for joining in. Looks like we had a few new members just come in right now. I'm going to be streaming a lot more, guys. I'm on summer vacation, so you will be seeing me a lot more. If you have any questions for me the next time I come in, please ask away. I'd love to talk to you guys, and I'll be back. I'll be back probably tomorrow. All right, guys, or maybe even tonight. We'll see. We'll see if they get this shit fixed.